Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight is a very funny man. It's always a pleasure having him on our show. Please welcome back our buddy, our pal, David Brenner.
Thanks.
David, how you doing? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing terrific. I got great things going on. You know, next week I'm opening up a comedy club in my hometown of Philadelphia, the David Brenner Laugh House. So
is it Laugh, L-A-F-F, or regular?
I was thinking of that, and then I thought, you know, that's the way I spell it, and I don't think it's right.
Right.
Because when I was a kid, the teachers, you know, I spell phonetically, and the way it sounds, and you know, like laugh, L-A-F-F. That's the way it sounds, right?
Yeah.
And the teachers would say, first they say the stupid thing, look it up in a dictionary. Now, if I knew how to spell it, I wouldn't have to look it up.
Right.
And if I don't know how to spell it, I'm not going to find it. So I would go to the dictionary and I'd look, and you know, L-A-U-G-H. What's a luga? And you keep going. But we're going to spell it with a U-G-H, and then, you know, I open up, I invite you guys, I know you're busy, I invite you to my second billiard club here at Amsterdam Billiard on the Upper East Side.
I'm not busy, I want to go.
You were invited to the opening night.
When was it?
When you weren't there. Think of a night you weren't there, and that's what
I'd have gone in a second, I must not have been around. I don't even remember getting the invite.
Yeah, you were probably out of town, you're probably here.
Okay.
One of the places.
Well, anyway, this is a pool,
so
this is a pool hall, a billiard hall.
No. See, here's the difference.
Oh,
Today, it's a billiard club. Today, you walk in and you have 30 tables and you have gourmet deli sandwiches and you have boutique beers from around the world and you have people going, Biff, Brad, let's play some 8-ball.
Right.
The way I grew up, it was a pool room. You went in, there was crud to eat. There were hookers and sailors on the back table. And it was, hey, cockroach, you want to shoot some? And then they had all, you know, you got all the nicknames in Philadelphia. You had Knuckles, you had One Punch. Usually guys got the names from the way they were in street fights. Like One Punch was obvious, that was it. One and you were done.
One punch and you're out.
You're done.
Okay.
Like my nickname was David Run. So that was my name. But, I'll tell you the best nickname.
Conan Fear. I understand. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Conan's never been here.
Yeah.
That was
right.
And yours would have been Andy. Okay, so, but
I don't know what that means, but it works.
I think it's a deep compliment.
It's deep. It's a very deep, very deep. But the best nickname, I'm going to tell you the best street nickname I ever heard in my life, and there were some beauties. You know, we had a cockroach. If you turn the lights on, he used to run across the floor. He was nervous. But the best, ready? There's a guy, and I think he's still alive in South Philadelphia, keeps his head like this. There's no reason. There's nothing wrong with it. It isn't like, you know, over there with the back. No. He keeps his head.
His name is Max.
I know that.
Okay.
But the man with the back, we don't have to get personal.
Right. He'd be Bad Back Max.
It could have been any of those guys. Some of them look like they have bad backs. Could have been anyway. All right, now. He keeps his head like this, he dances like this, he talks like this, he eats like this, nothing's wrong with him. He just keeps his head like this. His nickname is 10 after 6. Best, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now you've been on the road recently, haven't you?
Major
You've
travel.
been working the road.
Major delivering jokes all over America. 4 pounds in Minneapolis, 6 in Cincinnati. I'm out there delivering a joke and flying everywhere. And you know they got the new bargain now. I didn't take it, but you know it's a good thing for people. The UPS, you know, is allowing passengers on their planes.
Oh, I heard something about that.
Yeah, on their cargo plane. The only problem is when you get to the airport, you got to wait for someone to come and sign for you. So isn't it a good thing that the post office isn't opening an airline? Can you imagine a post office plane, you know, goes to 12 wrong cities, takes 30 days to get there? Yeah. They have a stamp. Did you see the new stamp?
What's the new one? They come out, they have a new stamp, you know, every 3 weeks.
Henry VIII is on an American stamp, the guy who beheaded his wives. I mean, actually, it's appropriate because if Henry VIII were alive now, he'd be working at the post office.
Because of all the violence.
You don't think so?
Well, have you kept up on the cloning thing? Are you worried about that? Some people...
No, I know there's a big furor about it. You know what's with the cloning? What got me was the way they had it in the paper. If you read when they announced it, they had, after many months of long, lonely nights, Scottish scientists have cloned a sheep. Obviously, that's the end of those long, lonely nights.
No!
And when the president was funny because this is real happened. When the president objected to it, the scientist said, a quote, "I stand behind my work." Well,
Oh, David.
Should I tell you
We
one thing?
expected highbrow from you.
I'll tell you the one thing about it.
What?
Here's what I don't understand. They say it's when you clone, the cloned sheep is identical
Yes.
to the other sheep, right? Now let's think about this for a minute. It's identical. Let's say we're walking down the street, and a sheep comes out of an alley with a gun, all right? Which is not their usual crime.
No.
They're usually white collar, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
right. They're embezzlers mostly.
Yeah, most of the time they embezzle. Let's make believe. Okay,
Right.
make believe. Sheep comes out with a gun.
Yeah.
He holds us up. The three of us.
Yeah.
He runs away. The cops grab him right away. They take him to the police station. We go down. We sit. They put the sheep in a police lineup. We just saw him 5 minutes ago. What are the odds? We're going to have it's that sheep. They all look alike.
Yeah.
So who, you know, that's a claim. Scientists make these claims. Well, he's identical. They're all identical.
So you're saying, wait a minute, you're saying you don't even think they cloned a sheep. You think they just said, we made a sheep, and here it is, and everyone's an idiot about sheep.
Exactly. This is what they did. They just waited like nothing was happening. They're probably working on some kind of new paper. It wasn't working. They said, hey, get that sheep that annoys us. And they came and they put a test tube in its ass, and they said, look at this.
That's not what happened. No. You have no scientific credibility. You know, we got to take a break here and apologize to the scientific community. When we come back, we'll be here with David Brenner, so stick around. We'll see you in a second. We're back here with Mr. David Brenner, and you know, everyone knows that you're from Philly, and you've talked about that quite a bit. But you're really a diehard New Yorker, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I want to live here since I was a little boy. When I was in Philly, I saw it in a movie and said, "Wow!" I freaked out. I mean, it is. You know, if you don't like cities, it's the worst place in the world to live. But you know,
you're an idiot if you don't like cities.
Yeah,
and you
imagine being here.
I like the country. I'm going to live in Manhattan.
Yeah, right. Where's the wheat? You know, well, there's a lot of grass, but no wheat. It is without a doubt the capital of the world. I mean, even I stopped to see a friend in Las Vegas, and driving in, I swore I saw the skyline in New York. It's like an illusion. They have a hotel there. The New York Hotel. It's exactly the whole skyline of New York. And inside, it's New York City. I mean, and they really have, like that night I was there, a guy had a heart attack. Everyone ignored him. They walked over him. And, you know, they have people, they make it authentic. They have people walking around the casino talking to themselves just so you feel at home here. And, you know what I think we should do? I got an idea. That, you know, people get frightened by the people who talk to themselves. You know, it is kind of...
For good reason.
It's disconcerting.
It's scary, yeah.
It's disconcerting. I heard a guy, honestly, come into the studio tonight. I swear to you, this is true. He was yelling, "I don't have any money, and I don't have my teeth, I can't chew food." All right, I mean, but if you're really concerned, I mean, I didn't get involved, but it's like...
Was he asking for anything or just telling people that?
No, he was alone. And that's my point. What I think we should do is pair these people up. I had a case one time. I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine comes in from Philadelphia. We're walking on 62nd near Lexington. A woman's coming across. She's going across like that. Streets are packed. It's a beautiful spring day we had in the winter here. And she's screaming. And really, she's talking to herself and going, and my friend says, "Geez, we have them in Philadelphia, but this woman's like violent. They're violent here." I said, "Well, you know, I've done this. You can stop them. If you yell back at them, it jars them into a sense of reality." He said, "Oh, come on, he grew up with me." "Yeah, okay, sure." I said, "No, I'm serious." I said, "All right, watch. Now, as she got closer, I yelled at her, "You tell them, lady!" And she stopped. She looked at me and she said, "Suck my head, Brenner." A fan.
You're just glad she knows you. That's a nice story.
I saw one time when I was living in the West Village, and early Sunday morning, I have a cup of coffee. I'm looking out on what 7th turns into Varick, you know, down in Carmine in the village. New Yorkers do that just to screw up tourists. You know, they're driving, they're nervous, they got the map, they're going down 7th. Okay, they check signs. All of a sudden, Varick. I don't remember turning. Where the hell Varick come from?
Yeah.
It just becomes Varick. So it became, I'm standing there and looking out the window. A man's coming down on Varick, and he's yelling he's going to kill his landlord. I could hear it through the window. He's going to kill his landlord. And then he does the Tarzan chant, takes a hammer, smashes all the glass out of the cars, all the windows. Goes to the next car, yells he's going to kill his landlord, does the Tarzan chant, again, smashes all the windows out of the car. He goes to the third car. Right away, I had the phone there, and I call 911. And luckily, I didn't get the recording. You know, God helps those who help themselves. I call. I said, listen, there's a man. He's coming down on Varick on the west side of the street between Carmine and Downing. He is yelling that he's going to kill his landlord. He's beating his chest like Tarzan, and he's smashing all the windows out of the parked cars. I swear this is true. You know what she says to me? Can you describe him? What is this, a franchise?
There are lots of those people around. It's the one not wearing the pirate hat.
Oh, yeah, right. Exactly.
It's that one.
Exactly.
On Varick, right? Yeah, but we're so okay.
Yeah, he always works that street, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Thank you very much for coming.
Hey, anytime,
you know, we
pal.
wish you could come back often. You always
I'll
have great
come back
stories
every night
for us.
you want.
Yay! All right, all week. Brenner, all week. You got him. David, thanks very much for coming. We're going to take a break. Salma Hayek, Kim Ritchie are coming up. We'll be right back.